Greetings everyone, this is Rachel here. I haven't posted a video in a long time, but there's something that I felt I just needed to speak up about and voice my opinion for what it's worth. I watched a video a short while ago that literally made me sick to my stomach. It's not a lot of things that has that effect on me, but this video was a bit too much for me. This video was not about an horrific accident scene. It was not about violence. It was not about domestic violence, abuse. It was not about a dreaded disease or anything of that nature. But when I look at it from a different angle, it very well has the ability to be a catastrophe of all those that I've just mentioned. The video is about apartheid and the racial divide in Cape Town, South Africa. Cape Town, South Africa is a very beautiful place. And what made me sick to my stomach is the way that Cape Town is being portrayed in this video. It speaks of and shows the different class areas between where Coloureds, blacks, and whites live. Yes, what happened in the past happened, and it's a sad reality, but how far have we come since then? Did the former president, F.W. de Klerk, not step aside? Did he not make way for Nelson Mandela, our late and former president, to step in as the catalyst for change? Did F.W. de Klerk not step aside for the sake of Cape Town, South Africa, for the sake of South Africans, so that change could be brought about? Nelson Mandela, our late and former president, served a prison sentence for 27 years because he was Nelson Mandela was an anti-apartheid activist. He spent many of his years in jail fighting for a democratic and free society. And when Nelson Mandela came out of prison, he did not come to fight the bad with the bad, but instead, he tried to instill in his people the sense of humanity, the sense of peace, the sense of forgiveness, to live with one another. And in that way, we know Nelson Mandela had the respect of many across the globe, and rightfully so, because to him it was all about humanity. And what is humanity all about? It's about finding that balance, finding that way to live together, to help one another, so that peace can reign. But instead, we have all these different things happening around us. People are focusing on the past. People are focusing on racial divide, racial discrimination. When are our people going to learn to move past those kind of things? When are our people going to realize that where's the love of humanity in fighting, in violence, in destruction, in causing havoc, in, you might fight to make things better. In certain cases, yes. But then there are instances where your fighting just makes things worse. You're not getting anywhere. But what upsets me most of all, or let me not say upset me, I don't get upset easily, but what really turns my stomach is the fact that it is not really discrimination or racial divide. It is not racial classification that is the true problem. But what I feel the true problem is the divide of the mind. Because, it's all about your mind. how you see things, how you perceive things. You follow what everybody else is doing. You start fires, you destroy, you're not building the nation, you're destroying, you're breaking down. And here we have a video going around of Cape Town and this racial divide as it is shown, where in fact there's so much beauty and there's so many areas around. There's a certain few that just adds oil to the fire to keep the nation fighting, to keep violence in our society. But those who want to fight for peace, yes, we are living in the last days, and yes, things might not get easier. But the mindset of the people needs to change. Whether you live in a poor area, whether you live in a rich area, each one has got problems of their own different sets of problems. Having money is not going to make you happy. Having money is not going to buy you happiness, but it can get you the things that you would love to have. It can get you a comfortable life. It can get you the things that you really need. But the one thing remains is that it is your mindset that keeps you in your circumstances. You can get out of your circumstances, but your mindset is keeping you there. You make a decision to move from where you are. Put things in place. Put structures in place so that you may move on from where you are. So Cape Town being portrayed as the different classifications, people are still stuck there because of Apartheid era. Apartheid era is long gone. What have we done in the meantime? What have we done for ourselves, each as individuals, to get out of our circumstances? We blame everything and everyone else, but we do not look inwards. We do not look at what we can do for ourselves. And in this day and age, people are taught that, when you teach people to expect everything for free, you are doing them a great injustice, because there's a reality at the end of the day that speaks for itself. And when you teach people, when you teach children as they're growing up to expect things for free, the world is going to become a very sad place for them, because you're going to set expectations. They're going to grow up with expectations that everything is going to be free and wonderful, but it's not. But in fact, it can be an amazing and wonderful place if we all have that sense of humanity, if we all stop fighting, if we all start looking inwards and start making a change in our own areas. Where's it all going to end? Where, I ask you? When each one of us, we have the ability, we have the capability to do something for ourselves. We were born with it. We were equipped with everything when we were created. We were not left to our own devices. We were given everything we needed, and we were placed in a desert. But you have the ability to get out of that desert if that is what you really want. So, people of Cape Town, South Africa, there are some of us that wants to help bring about change. And there are some that are trying to fight change because it suits them to cause violence. It suits them to start fires. It suits them to wreak havoc. But you know what? At the end of the day, there's so many people that are not voicing their opinions. There are so many people that keeps quiet about wanting peace. The only way we can create peace for ourselves is if we start here in our minds, because that's where it all begins. not outside, but inside and up here. So yeah, that's just my 5 cents worth of opinion. Do with it as you please, but really, literally, that seriously, that video that I saw, that is going around with regards to the racial discrimination, that video in itself is going to just spark up more flames, spark up more fires. And there's already enough of that. Help people to change their mind. Help people to start up here. And then you will do so much good for people, to help them realize that they are not invalids that can't think for themselves. Help them to train their muscles to be able to think for themselves. I could go on and on, but I think this is where I need to end. This is Rachel, wishing you all a good day and hoping, we can bring about some change for the better and for the sake of humanity.